Alright, so where is this picture at?
Garterville, Nevada.
And what was the tournament that you guys were playing?
Gil put the tournament on. He was one of the Ironmen. I'm not sure exactly what the name of it was.
Yeah.
It was a 15-man limited paint 12-gram tournament.
Yeah. Huh. And what was the team that you guys were playing with here?
It was the Predators of Sacramento and Desert Fox of Reno, Nevada combined to build the 15-man.
Cool. And you were sponsored by?
Wintech,
Yeah.
Wendell of Wintech.
Yeah. Valley Aerospace Manufacturing.
Yes.
That's what I just remember that because it says it on the banner.
It was like a
But-
Bushmaster copy.
Yeah. Huh. Cool. How did you feel about the Thunderbolt?
It was a good gun.
Did he give you any double barrel Thunderbolts to use in that tournament?
No,
That's
no. And I think we made the finals and we got just smoked by the Ironman.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so tell me again about these.
Those photos were taken 1992 against the All-Americans at the Nashville Masters.
Uh-huh.
And this was the 5-man.
Yeah.
The first one on the right was actually playing the All-Americans, and the left one is after the game.
Yeah. And your
That's-
tank's frozen?
Yeah, frozen solid.
Huh. Do you remember any modifications that you had done to your gun at that time?
At that time, we were just doing the trigger job
Yeah.
and doing rock regulators.
Uh-huh.
The original rocks, the big long
Yeah, with the
brass ones.
the hole through the end
Yep.
to twist.
Yep, and turning the valve stems so they would flow a little better. That was pretty much it.
I think that's what Mike's gun has.
Yeah,
Baird's gun.
that's almost the same setup as Mike Baird's
Gotcha.
gun.
So the gun that you saw over there at Daryl's was probably he was probably using it at
Same time.
maybe at this time.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Just without the P block on the back.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because that was done in England.
Yep.
Cool. What do we got here, Dirk?
That's Ironman team photo, 92, 93, one of Jerry Braun's tournaments.
Yeah.
Masters, I guess they called those tournaments.
Well, maybe they were the World Cup, or maybe they
Yeah,
were something.
it was before they were going to Florida, basically.
Yeah, and these were they at Survival New York, or what was this field?
Yes, it was Survival New York.
Survival New York.
Yes.
So can you point out some of the players in this?
James, Mike Baird,
Uh-huh.
Daryl Trent, Clayton,
Uh-huh.
Bob, Brian Benini, Shane, Rick Zendejas,
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
Marty,
Yeah.
and Xander.
Yeah. And then
Phil-
George Stratler.
George Stratler, the sponsor with Bullseye, and Phyllis,
Huh.
Bob's wife.
Cool. It's funny that you have the Ironman logo there with a light blue background.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you think that's 92?
Yes.
And that was probably fall of 92 is
Uh-huh.
when Jerry would have had that tournament.
Yes.
Can you point everybody out in this picture?
Oh, Dave Youngblood, Clayton Kyle, myself, Bob Long. I don't know who that is.
Where are you guys at?
Sacramento, Paintball Sam's. It's one of their big games.
What year do you think?
Probably 95-ish,
Cool.
94-ish. Bob's got his nickel gun.
Yeah. Let's do another short video on this patch. See what you remember about it. It would probably be 90.
95-ish, 94-ish, 95-ish.
Maybe.
It's right after Dave joined the team.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he had Joe Comstock design this.
Yeah, but when Dave joined the team, it was kind of a, he thought it would be better for, than the old hardcore patch with the SKW shoot kill win abbreviation on it. So that was the direction it was kind of going towards.
This is a Splat 1 indoor. This is obviously 94.
94.
Yeah, and you guys got
Third place, Knoxville,
Yeah.
Tennessee.
And you're shooting.
I'm shooting. That is, I can't remember his name.
He's got an interesting cut on the side of his, like a diagonal cut. And he has an arm seam with some engraving on it too.
The funny thing is
It's a sticker.
a lot of the laser engraving, it's like on Marty's gun.
Yeah.
And
yeah, on this one, Marty just has. Oh no, he has a shield on this one.
Yeah, that's where he got it engraved because they had a laser engraver there on site, and he was.
Gordy from Proline.
Yeah, he was doing engraving for us at that tournament.
That's cool. Yeah, a lot of people had stuff engraved there. I have another gun that a guy who played this tournament in Automag, he had Skeeter Gordy engraved the sight rail on it.
But they say that that's the first tournament that a team actually wore, colorful jerseys and pants at an actual tournament. Before that, we did them in exhibition. It was in San Francisco, but it wasn't.
paintball specific.
It's cool.
Was that their motocross?
It was kind of a crossover.
Shane has this it's called the Bad Bones strap on his goggles. Yeah, Shane. He was telling me that he had his sight rail engraved there at that tournament, and I was wondering if it was by Skeeter Gordy, so it probably would be.
And that's the actual pump gun that Marty used. It actually has a shield on the left side, the newer style shield, Ironman shield on it, and it had the Fox Hunter auto trigger on it.
Oh yeah, so
that's the actual gun that he used.
Is that his gun that says Bunger Boys on the side?
Yeah, and it was the last pump gun that he used. It had a like a 14-inch barrel that was just a regular sniper barrel that Rick Sendejas actually poured.
That's what Rick was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. There's a lot to take away from this. What you don't have your nickel autococker in this. Which you guys would have had them because
we had them at that time. Yeah.
I don't know why you weren't using.
I don't know. You can't see it, but it might be behind them, because all you can see is a hopper.
Yeah. Well, you can see right there.
Yeah.
Looks like red sticker. So this is Lone Star Open.
Yes.
Of April '94, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple interesting things that we noticed in this photo. You have a nickel gun. The whole team has the nickel guns because I think this is right around the time when you guys got them.
Yes.
Daryl has his black gun. That's probably the one that was stolen from him.
Daryl, Marty has his pump gun with a Desert Fox auto trigger.
Yeah, Desert Fox auto trigger. Yeah, and that's one interesting thing about Marty's gun is that the one he used had that notch cutaway for that auto trigger. Dave has just a chrome-plated sniper that he played with a lot in those years. You guys, some of you have Armsons. Bob has an Armson that's engraved, it looks like. Bob's tongue is sticking out. Shane's making a really awful face.
Clayton's looking down at the ground.
Yeah.
That's when we first started using the Air America Uniregs. We were actually running lower pressure guns, so it allowed us to basically go out and shoot a whole 20-ounce bottle and never drop in velocity because the operating pressure was lower than the freezing point of CO2. So
yeah. So what were some of the modifications that you did internally? Were you using springs instead of the Sheridan spring?
Yeah, we were using all the Nel Spot stuff basically and turning the valves and opening up the bolts.
Gotcha. So did you machine through the bottom of the body up into the upper tube, or did you turn down the stem?
Yes, turn down the stem.
And did you machine the bolt?
Yes.
And who did these modifications?
Myself.
Yeah.
And
at your shop.
Yeah.
And then did Bob offer those modifications on his signature series guns?
Yeah, they started making all that stuff. I know his valves, he was having them made, and I think that's also just after that too. Danny Love was coming out with the rat valves and stuff also.
Gotcha. So everybody kind of started.
Everybody, yeah. But I would say that was the first one. I really remember it because of the Uniregs in that tournament. It was freezing cold, so it was super, super cold.
Yeah.
And everybody was having problems. We were one of the only teams that weren't. It was because of how low the guns were actually operating. It was, probably
because you were shooting low pressure CO2.
Yes.
Anti-siphon.
Yes. Because the lowest pressure CO2 tank will put out, I believe it's right around 500 psi, and those guns were running below that, and our Uniregs were running below that. So it was 350, 300, somewhere in that range.
Huh. Cool.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Shane has the same Armson on his gun as well.
They're all J&J. Brass barrels.
Because you guys were sponsored by J&J.
Yep.
You actually made guns that were sold by J&J also.
Yeah, I made a few bodies for them.
There's one ad with a purple gun that you sold.
Yeah.
Or that said, I think it said, by you, but offered through J&J.
Right.
Rad. Did I send you pictures of that one that I got from Troy?
Oh, Greg Taylor with Black Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep. He had a shop in an indoor in San Jose for a while, and I think it was an indoor field.
I remember that.
Yeah, remember that? And he was dabbling in, he wanted some guns done here and there that he was selling out of his shop, and I did a few guns for him. P blocks mostly. He liked the Mini Cocker P blocks.
Yeah, that one's Mini Cocker with the STO style P block.
Yep.
You also mentioned some autocockers that you drilled them out and then sleeved them in brass.
Yeah. This is the very.
Have that on that one that I said Rich Telford's. I think Brahim's is like that also.
Brahim's is modified like that also. Well,
I think so. His black one maybe. But I know that one of Rich Telford's is.
This is the last one that I did. This was, I think this gun's 96 or 97, looking off the number.
Yeah. So you also mentioned that this ASA is what you base the cap ASAs on?
Mm-hmm.
That you machined for Chris Hagen?
Yeah. Well, I think it was just one of them.
Yeah. A lot of them were black nickel plated, or chrome plated, I guess.